Welcome back to the Sooner Surge Softball Edition. Here again today to bring a senior spotlight your way. Make sure you have clicked the subscribe button there. Again, what are you waiting on? Many of our viewers have not subscribed to the channel. It doesn't take long. It's a click of a button. Make sure you do it. Enable your notifications, like and comment. We appreciate all that you're doing, being part of the Sooner Surge family. Today, here to highlight a senior who, man, we could talk a whole lot about this senior and really talk a lot about how maybe some things where people would say hasn't lived up to her billing, maybe has even been criticized a lot. But really, this senior has done so much for the university and done it in a great way. And I expect great things from her next year. Nicole May, guys, senior.
Yep. And you guys know last year at the beginning of the year, I got flack for it. I criticized her for her play in the World Series. Okay. This year, the opportunity she got, she stepped up to the plate and played much better in the World Series. That was the only question I ever had about her. And I think that now that she's proven that she can do that, I think she's now taken her step, or she's now taken her way into that next tier of pitchers nationally, and I think she can be considered one of the best all-around pitchers nationally, not only in the regular season but in the postseason as well.
Yeah, last year she had the best year of her career, 0.91 ERA, 18-0 record, perfect on the year. And again, this year she has the opportunity to be the ace possibly. Jordy Ball's gone, so someone has to step up and fill that role. And who's better to do it than Nicole May? She's been here now 3 years. This is her senior year at OU. What better way to go out than as the ace on a 4-time national championship team?
Well, and I think that to me is what I'm gonna look for this year. I know they got Maxwell in the portal. Maxwell is an outstanding pitcher. Okay, but I'm looking for May, her senior year, when that World Series comes around, because we know they're going to be in it. We know they're going to be in the championship because that's OU. That's what Patty does. She wins natties. So they're going to be there. And I'm looking for May to be the one to say, I'd like the ball. Last game of the year, I want the ball, and I'm going to finish this for my career. That, to me, would be the best way to go out for her because I think, you look at last year, Ball got the most of the innings in the World Series, right? I mean, and even the whole run there at the end. And the year before that, was it? I'm trying to think. Was it? Who was it the year before? Was it
Hope
Troutline?
No,
yeah,
it was
Hope Troutline was the year before.
It wasn't Giselle.
Juarez.
He was 2021 was Juarez.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm just saying though, it seems like there's always somebody else that kind of gets that in to close it out or whatever. I'd love for May to be that one this year.
Hey, and I am very thankful. I think a lot of what Nicole May does is under the radar. That's just how I would say it. I think she's a phenomenal leader. She's definitely not as vocal as some of the others. The way she has handled everything with one that really could have been upset because, she was ranked top 3 most of the year in ERA in the nation. Okay. But the way she has handled things, I think speaks volumes to her character. It is just exemplified in a high way. And I think that she is going to take Kelly Maxwell under her wing, if you will, because that's the type of person Nicole May is. And you're right, Jay, for whatever reason, she hasn't maybe been the hot one as it comes into the World Series, but she's really pitched some gems in the postseason that, again, it just seems like to me a lot of what Nicole May does is under the radar and underappreciated. And for her to she seems to be okay with that. And I just give her kudos to Nicole May because she is a great leader. It's just in a different way. It's seen differently by the public, I think.
Yeah, I've never seen a pitcher have a 47-3 record with a 1.47 career ERA and get as much negative things said about her as Nicole May has. She's constantly been the pitcher that's kind of thrown under the bus because her postseason performances haven't been her best performances. But the truth of the matter is she's 47-3. Like, that's just unheard of for a college pitcher to be that dominant over a 3-year stretch. And she's at OU, and she hasn't been the ace yet, but this is the year for her to finally be able to be the ace. There's not someone that necessarily overshadows her, like Jeremy said earlier, like in years past. This year, the only other pitcher that could maybe get that true ace roll over her is Kelly Maxwell, but Nicole May's been here 3 years. You got to think it's her time to be the ace, the captain, if you want to say, of the pitching rotation.
Yeah, and for anyone that still doubts Nicole May in the postseason, I want to legitimately know why. Because going into this year, I was one of those people, but she proved to me, hey, she's ready to step up to the stage and perform big time. And just as you said, Hunter, she's 47-3. And I'm pretty sure she's contributed on one, not two, but 3 national championship teams. So it's not like she's just some bum pitcher that sits on the bench at OU and doesn't play or anything. She truly is a great pitcher. And I think this year, her and Kelly Maxwell may split kind of the revs for being the quote-unquote ace, but I think this pitching staff is so deep that Nicole May isn't going to have a lot of pressure to perform and be that ace this year.
Well,
she's able to step back and be comfortable in her role.
Yeah, and I think a lot of I wouldn't even say it's criticism. I don't think a lot of people just criticize her, but I would say that maybe she's not talked about more is because she's not as flashy as like Jordy Ball. Okay, she's kind of like I don't want to say blue collar, but like go out there. Her stuff she's got good stuff, but it's not like the velocity of Jordy Ball. I mean, it's not some of these pitchers you see like Kennedy. I mean, it's not. It's a different.
She's a lot more laid back.
Yeah, and it's different, more of hitting her spots, you know what I mean? And so I think maybe that's why I wouldn't say criticize, but people don't talk about her as much. But also this year, I agree with what Jackson said there about May and Maxwell. I think it's going to be Eminem this year, and that's kind of the nickname I'm going to give him.
Eminem, I like that.
And Eminem's going to dominate this year, guys.
Hey, and I'm going to give a comparison to baseball and what Jay was saying there. If Ball is Roger Clemens, Nicole May is Greg Maddux, okay? With personality, with kind of stuff and things like that. I think that's a pretty accurate comparison.
That's a good comparison.
And there's one thing that you can take to the bank. While it may be Eminem, Nicole May is 100% the leader of the staff because she has been there the longest. She's the one that the others will look up to. I just think that hands down, she is the leader of the staff. Whether she pitches the most innings or whatever, she is hands down the leader of this great staff that Gasso has put together here. And Rocha has done great things with all of the staff and really has done great things with Maine. If you look at her numbers, I'm pretty sure her base on balls, her walks went down, which is maybe why her earned runs also went down. I don't know that for sure, but that would be if I remember last season.
Correct.
What was it?
Yeah, she had 2 less walks last year than she had the year before, and she had her best batting average against last season at holding opponents to a 161 batting average last year.
Yeah, and I think that's the Rocha effect a little bit and she's putting the ball, if you don't have quite the velocity or maybe the movement, you've got to place the ball. Like I said, that's why I thought the Greg Maddux comparison, because that's what she does more or less.
Yeah, she's definitely more of a control pitcher, kind of like Maddux painting corners, not as the flamethrower. And that comparison of her, Jordy Ball, to Roger Clemens and Greg Maddux is 100% accurate because Jordy Ball is the most passionate and vocal pitcher I've ever seen in college softball. And you're comparing her to Roger Clemens, who, again, passionate and very, very vocal on the mound. And then Nicole May, Greg Maddux are just going to go out there and kind of work by kind of just show you up by what they have, not by vocal or anything like that.
Yeah, so Nicole May, guys, I know we all expect great things from her next year as far as leading this team again to another national championship for Patty Gasso. And Nicole May would be one, just like some of these others, to put 4 rings on her finger there. Right. So great things next year. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now. Don't wait any longer. Drop your comments on maybe some things you're expecting to see from Nicole May next year. Till next time, guys. Boomer.
Boomer.